This is my Lego vacuum engine. And it's a Flathead. It's see-through. And you can see the valves working. And underneath here, instead of this being operated by a cam, the valves have their own crankshaft. And if you take off a gear, you can adjust each one of these separately. So I cut an axle in half and put them in here, so that both of them can be adjusted independently, which makes it easy to tune. And the vacuum comes in here. You can see the valve working. And then there's a little window where you can see the universal joints moving. And then here, you got the valves. You have piston. You got the flywheel. And this is the 1-to-1. This is just direct output shaft. And I have a wheel there to start it because it's hard to start it with just this. And it runs really smoothly. I oil it with just some olive oil. And it runs really great. You can adjust each valve independently so that you get a really sweet sounding engine. And if you look inside, this is a top view. Made it a little bit decorative. Made the piston look like that because I had those bricks. Same thing with this orange edge and all that. Each valve is a different color, so I don't get them mixed up. The vacuum comes in on this side, and it's meant to spin this way. But you can put the vacuum in on this side and spin it this way. But the timing is going to make it sound terrible, so it's better to time it for one side and one side only. And here you can see the stroke. You can see what I got going down here. I added the see-through top, but this has one major inefficiency. Whenever the vacuum comes in and this valve opens, it's got to suck all the air around here, but then the piston. So it's not as efficient if I did overhead valves or like valves on the side. But I think flatheads sound pretty cool because it sounds like a Brake and Stratton. And you know, it was easier for me to do this. This only works on like my high power vacuum cleaner because it's kind of inefficient. And it doesn't make a lot of torque. But it does spin pretty fast. Not as fast as the other ones because those are, you know, made efficient. But this one, my own little custom design. It's really smooth. The only modified part I had to do is cut an axle in half, like a 2-axle. I cut it in half, put it between this. And I sanded it down so it doesn't scald rub or anything. It's really smooth. And I added these little plates on the side. I don't know, so you can decorate it. And then try to make as much transparent things as possible. Yeah, I'll show you a video of it. Alright, I'm gonna show you how I did this. So this is a 3-axle cut in half, and then I sanded it. Show you. See on the end, like that. I did it diagonally like this, in a cone shape, which leaves like no burrs left, so it's pretty smooth. And like there's just a small little gap that makes sure these parts aren't touching. This is my old setup. I just had this piece. This comes from like a little tube. And the thing is, these don't fit snugly. And no, just bounce around in here. So I got like a real axle and just sacrificed one. I was gonna use a drill to sand it, but I couldn't find my drill. Yeah, that's how you get individual valve timing. And it's pretty smooth. With this, it gets stuck and everything, and it wasn't really smooth, but it's really smooth now. Yeah, I just wanted to show you that one didn't work. I think it's gonna need some valve timing. And the way you do that is take this off. It's really simple. You take this gear off, and then spin the valve. You can spin the crankshaft, and then whenever it's all done, line up the gear, you put it back on. That's how you change the timing. And I'll show you how each one's independent. Let me take off this gear and this gear. I can show you. When I rotate this, it doesn't move this. These are all independent. I think this one pretty ripped going, but you add this back on, and you got yourself the valve timing. And you check where the valves are, you align it, the piston, and you go for maximum power, I guess. Now these valves overlap a little bit, so you're gonna get some vacuum coming out the exhaust. So you gotta time it right to where when the vacuum valve just barely opens, this one's on its way down. Like this one's almost the way down, this one's just barely coming up. Just as the piston. Yeah. The engine right there, we're gonna be running it in my garage. And here's just a little sneak peek of a project that's coming up. I'll tell you what it is. 2-stroke trimmer. Right here is a 4-stroke trimmer. And I got some scooters, they're not in here, they're in the shed. I'm gonna put them on. Alright guys, this is the engine, and I'm gonna get it running. It's a Flathead.